Here you have to find out integration from 0 to pi by 2, 1 upon 1 plus 10x. For simplification, let's convert our 10 in terms of sine and cos. So we will get cos theta upon cos theta plus sine theta. Now let's use fourth property, in which we can replace our variable theta by summation of the limit, which is pi by 2 plus 0 minus theta, or we can say pi by 2 minus theta. So your I will be from 0 to pi by 2. This cos theta will become cos pi by 2 minus theta. And in denominator, similarly, we will get cos pi by 2 minus theta and sine pi by 2 minus theta. So here we'll get cos pi by 2 minus theta will become sine theta. And in denominator, we will get sine theta plus cos theta dot d theta. And this is your I, right? So let's say this is your first equation and this one is your second equation. And we take summation of 1 and 2 equation. On left hand side, we have I and I. So that will become 2y. And on right hand side, let's take first term plus your second term over here. Here, limit and denominator is same. So we can simply add our numerator, which is cos theta plus sine theta upon cos theta plus sine theta. So this will be cancelled out and we just have to integrate one, which is simply x. Limit is from 0 to pi by 2. So here we'll get pi by 2, which is equal to 2y, or we can say your I is simply pi by 4, which is given in option D. Ta-da! In this question, we have to integrate x into mod x from -1 to 1. Here we have symmetric limit. So let's check our function is odd or even. So let's write down your f of x, which is x into mod x. Now, to check the even or odd, we have to replace your x by minus x. So this x will become minus x, and within the mode we will get minus x. So let's take minus outside, and here we'll get x mod x, which is your original function f of x. So here we'll get minus f of x. So our function satisfied the condition of odd function. So your I is simply 0, which is given in option B. Ta-da! We have integration of log 2 minus x upon 2 plus x. Here your limit is from -1 to 1. So we have symmetric limit. So we can say your f of x is simply log of 2 minus x upon 2 plus x. Now let's try to get f of minus x. That means we have to replace your x by minus x. So here we'll get 2 minus of minus x upon 2 plus of minus x. So here we'll get 2 plus x, and in denominator we will get 2 minus x, which can be rewrite as inverse of 2 minus x upon 2 plus x. Okay, now according to property of log, we can take this minus within the multiplication of log. So we will get minus of log of 2 minus x upon 2 plus x, which is nothing but your f of x. So here we get f of minus x is equal to minus fx. So your function is odd. And for odd function, your integration will be 0, which is given in option D. Ta-da! Here we have to find out integration of sine 2 theta upon a minus b cos theta from 0 to 2 pi. Let's use the property to change the function. We can replace your theta by summation of the limit, which is 2 pi plus 0 minus theta, or we can say your theta can be replaced by 2 pi minus theta. So your integration and limit will be as it is. In numerator, we will get sine 2 times 2 pi minus theta, or we can say we will get 4 pi minus 2 theta. And in denominator, we have a minus b cos of 2 pi minus theta, right? Now, we can say 4 pi minus 2 theta is in fourth quadrant where sine is negative. So sine 4 pi minus 2 theta will become minus sine 2 theta. And in denominator, we have a minus b. This cos 2 pi minus theta is actually in again fourth quadrant where cos is positive. So this will be simply cos theta. If we take this negative sign out of the integration, we will get minus I. So here we have I is equal to minus I, or we can say 2I equal to 0, which will give us I is equal to 0, which is given in option D. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate cos x into log 1 minus x upon 1 plus x from minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2. Here we have symmetric limit. So we should check our function is even or odd. So first of all, let's write down your function. Now, let's try to get f of minus x. We have to replace your x by minus x. So we will get cos of minus x and log of 1 minus minus x, or we can say 1 plus x upon 1 plus minus x, or we can say 1 minus x. Now, we know that cos is even function. So cos of minus x will be cos of x. And here we need reciprocal of 1 plus x upon 1 minus x. So we can say here we have log of inverse of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. And according to property of log, we can say this minus sign will go within the multiplication of log. So here we'll get minus cos x into log of 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. So here we get whole function of x. So your f of minus x is simply minus fx. So we can say your function is odd, and therefore your integration is 0, which is given in option A. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate mod 1 minus x from minus 1 to 1. We have symmetric limit, but if we check our function, we will get neither even nor odd. So the last property is not used over here. The function within the mode will be 0 at x is equal to 1. Okay. So we can say your mode 1 minus x. So at 1 minus x greater than 0, we will get 1 minus x, and 1 minus x less than 0, we will get minus of 1 minus x. Or we can say your mode 1 minus x is simply 1 minus x at x less than 1, and it will be minus 1 plus x at x greater than 1. Now here we have to integrate from -1 to 1. So we can say your x is belongs to -1 to 1, or we can say your x is less than 1. So for x less than 1, your function must be 1 minus x. So here let's write down 1 minus x dot dx. So integration of 1 will be x and integration of x will be x square by 2. Limit is from -1 to 1. Let's substitute upper limit. We will get 1 minus 1 by 2. And if we substitute lower limit, we will get -1 minus 1 by 2. So your final answer will be 2, which is given in option C. Ta-da! Here we have to find value of 4x square mod x from -1 to 2. Now here mod x is changed at x equal to 0. So our function, which is 4x square mod x, will be 4x square into x when x is greater than 0, and it will be 4x square into minus x when x is less than 0. So here we can say your 4x square mod x will be 4x cube for x greater than 0, and it will be minus 4x cube for x less than 0. Now let's integrate our function. We have to split integration from -1 to 2 into -1 to 0 and from 0 to 2. Now we know that -1 to 0, your x is less than 0. So your function will be minus 4x cube. And for 0 to 2, your x is greater than 0. So your function must be 4x cube. So we are ready for integration. -4 will be as it is. Integration of x cube will be x raised to 4 by 4. Limit is from -1 to 0. Similarly, in second term, your 4 will be as it is. Integration of x cube will be x raised to 4 by 4. And your limit is from 0 to 2. Now, this 4 will cancel out. Substitute upper limit, we will get 0 raised to 4 minus, from lower limit, we will get 1 plus 4 will cancel out. From upper limit, we will get 2 raised to 4, or we can say 16 minus, from lower limit, we will get 0. So your final answer will be 17, which is given in option A. Ta-da! We have to find out integration of mod sine x minus pi by 4 from 0 to pi by 2. Here, within the mode, we have sine x minus pi by 4. So we can say it will be sine x minus pi by 4 when sine x minus pi by 4 is greater than 0. And it will be minus sine x minus pi by 4 when sine x minus pi by 4 is less than 0. So here we can say your mod sine x minus pi by 4 will be sine x minus pi by 4 when your x is greater than pi by 4, and it will be minus sine x minus pi by 4 for x less than pi by 4. So your changing point is pi by 4, which is within the limit of 0 to pi by 2. So we have to split our integration from 0 to pi by 4 and from pi by 4 to pi by 2. Now, for 0 to pi by 4, your x is less than pi by 4. So your function will be minus sine x minus pi by 4. And for x greater than pi by 4, your function will be sine x minus pi by 4. Now we are ready for integration. Minus will be as it is, integration of sine minus cos. So here we'll get cos x minus pi by 4. Limit is from 0 to pi by 4. And in second term, we will get minus cos x minus pi by 4. Limit is from pi by 4 to pi by 2. Substitute the limits. From upper limit, we will get cos pi by 4 minus pi by 4, or we can say 0, minus from lower limit, we will get cos of minus pi by 4, minus from upper limit, we will get cos pi by 2 minus pi by 4, or we can say pi by 4, and minus minus become plus. From lower limit, we will get cos 0. So cos 0 will be 1, cos minus 5 by 4 will be 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and plus 1. So here we'll get 2 minus 2 by root 2, or we can say root 2, which is given in option B. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate mod sin x minus cos x from 0 to pi by 2. Now, within the mode, we have sin x minus cos x. So, it will be sin x minus cos x. Sin x minus cos x will be greater than 0. Or we can say when sin x is greater than cos x. And it will be minus of sin x minus cos x when sin x is less than cos x. So we can say mod sin x minus cos x will be sin x minus cos x for x belongs to pi by 4 to pi by 2, and it will be equal to minus sin x plus cos x for x belongs to 0 to pi by 4. So we are ready to split our integration. Here your changing point is pi by 4, which is belongs to 0 to pi by 2. So we have to split our limit as 0 to pi by 4 and from pi by 4 to pi by 2. Okay. Now, for 0 to pi by 4, so your function must be minus sin x plus cos x. And for pi by 4 to pi by 2, that means your function will be sin x minus cos x. So we are ready for integration. Integration of minus sin x will be cos x, and integration of cos x will be sin x. Limit is from 0 to pi by 4 plus integration of sin x will be minus cos x minus sin x. Limit is from pi by 4 to pi by 2. From upper limit, we will get cos pi by 4 plus sin pi by 4 minus from lower limit, we will get cos 0 plus sin 0 plus in second term from upper limit, we will get minus cos pi by 2 minus sin pi by 2 minus from lower limit minus cos pi by 4 minus sin pi by 4. Substitute the values. So root 2 plus root 2 will become 2 root 2, and here we have minus 2. So if we take 2 common, we will get root 2 minus 1, which is given in option B. Ta-da! Here we have to find out integration of sin cube x into cos square x from minus 1 to 1. So we can say we have symmetric limit. So we have to check our function is odd or even. Where your function is simply sine cube x into cos square x. So your f of minus x will be whole cube of sine minus x and whole square of cos minus x. So here we'll get whole cube of minus sine x and whole square of cos x. So here we'll get minus 1 the cube, which will give us minus sine cube x into cos square x. So here we get minus f of x. So your f of minus x is simply minus fx. Therefore, your function is odd function. So your integration will be 0, which is given in option A. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate sin x into function of cos x from minus a to a. So here we have symmetric limit. So let's check your function is odd or even. We have sin x into function of cos x. So here we have to find out f of minus x. So we will get sine of minus x and function of cos minus x. Your sine minus x will be minus sine x. And we know that cos is even function. So it will be function of cos x. So here we get minus of your function of x. So we can say your function is odd function. So your integration will be simply 0, which is given in option B. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate log box x from 2 to 4. Now, before we go for integration, let's understand box function. Box of 2.3 will give us 2. That means box function only take integer value. Box of 1.6 will be 1. Similarly, box 1.3 will be 1. So you can understand that box x will be 1 for x belongs to 1 to 2. 1 થી 2 ની વચ્ચે કોઈ બી નંબર હશે, it will be 1, right? Similarly, box x will be 2 for x belongs to 2 to 3, and it will be 3 for x belongs to 3 to 4. So here we can say our function will be changed at 3 point, and your 3 is belongs to 2 to 4. So we can split our limit 2 to 3 and from 3 to 4. For x belongs to 2 to 3, your box x will be 2. So your log box x will be log 2. Similarly, for x belongs to 3 to 4, your box x will be 3. So log box will be log 3. So we are ready for integration. Your log 2 is a constant term. Its integration will be simply x. Limit is from 2 to 3. Similarly, log 3 is also constant. Its integration will be again x. Limit is from 3 to 4. So let's substitute limit. From upper limit we will get 3 minus from lower limit we will get 2. In second term, log 3 will be as it is, and we will get 4 minus 3. So here we'll get log 2 plus log 3, or we can say log 6. is your final answer, which is not given in option A, B, C. So D will be considered as a correct option. Ta-da! Here, box x denote greatest integer less than or equal to x. And we have to find integration of x square into box x. Now we know that box x will be 1 if x is belongs to 1 to 2. It will be 2 if x is belongs to 2 to 3. And it will be 0 if x is belongs to 0 to 1. So we can say your x square box will be 0 if x is belongs to 0 to 1. X square into 1 when x is belongs to 1 to 2. And x square into 2 if x is belongs to 2 to 3. So we can say we have to split our limit from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 2. Now when your x is belongs to 0 to 1, your function must be 0, and when your x is belongs to 1 to 2, your function must be x square into 1. So we are ready for integration. Integration of 0 will be 0 and integration of x square will be x cube by 3. Your limit is from 1 to 2. So let's substitute limit. From upper limit we will get 2 cube minus from lower limit we will get 1 cube whole divided by 3. So we can say your I is simply 7 by 3, which is given in option B. Ta-da! In this question, we have to find integration of cos pi x into cos box 2x pi from 0 to 1. Here, this 2x is within the box. So we can say box 2x will be 0 if 2x is belongs to 0 to 1. Or we can say your x is belongs to 0 to 1 by 2. Similarly, it will be 1 if 2x is belongs to 1 to 2. Or we can say your x is belongs to 1 by 2 to 2 by 2, which will give us 1. So here we can say cos box 2x pi will be cos 0 if x is belongs to 0 to 1 by 2. And it will be cos 1 pi if x is belongs to 1 by 2 to 1. Or we can say your cos 0 is simply 1 and cos pi is simply minus 1. So here your function is changing at 1 by 2 point, and we know that 1 by 2 is belongs to 0 to 1. So we have to split our limit as 0 to 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 to 1. Now, for x belongs to 0 to 1 by 2, your cos pi x will be as it is, and cos box 2x pi will be 1. Similarly, for x belongs to 1 by 2 to 1, cos pi x will be as it is, and this cos box 2x pi will be minus 1. So we are ready for integration. Integration of cos pi x will be sin pi x upon coefficient of x, which is pi. Limit is from 0 to 1 by 2. Similarly, this minus will be taken outside. Integration of cos pi x will be sin pi x upon pi, but limit will be from 1 by 2 to 1. So 1 by pi take common from upper limit, sin pi by 2 minus from lower limit we will get sin 0 minus from upper limit we will get sine pi minus from lower limit we will get sine pi by 2. Now just substitute the values and we will get 2. So 2 by pi is your final answer, which is given in option C. Ta-da! Here we have to integrate x raised to 10 upon 10 minus x raised to 10 plus x raised to 10 from 0 to 10. Now to solve this, let's use our fourth property where we can replace our x by summation of the limit minus x, or we can say 10 minus x. So your numerator will become 10 minus x raised to 10, and in denominator we will get 10 minus 10 minus x raised to 10 plus 10 minus x raised to 10. So here we'll get 10 minus x raised to 10 upon this 10 will cancel out and we will get x raised to 10. 10 minus x raised to 10 will be as it is. So let's say this is your equation number 1 and this is your equation number 2. Let's add both equation. On left hand side we have I plus I. So here we'll get 2i. And for right hand side we have to add right hand side of first equation and right hand side of second equation. Now here the denominator and limit is same, so we can say your denominator will be as it is, and we just have to add numerators, which is x raised to 10 and 10 minus x raised to 10. So these two terms will cancel out and we just have to integrate one, which is simply x. Limit is from 0 to 10. So we will get 2i is equal to 10, or we can say your I is simply 5, which is given in option B. Ta-da! Here we have to find out integration of 1 plus 2 sine x into e raised to mod x from minus 2 to 2. So we can say we have symmetric limit. Now, before we go for checking the odd and even, we have to simplify our function. Let's say this e raised to mod x multiply with 1 will give us e raised to mod x, and multiply with the second term will give us 2 sine x into e raised to mod x. So here we have combination of two function. Let's say your first function is e raised to mod x and your second function is 2 times sine into e raised to mod x. So let's check one by one. For first function, your f of minus x will be e raised to mod minus x, which is simply e raised to mod x. So here we get our fx. So your f1 minus x is your f1x. Therefore, your f1 is even function. Now, if we talk about f2, your f2 minus x will be 2 times sine minus x into e raised to mod minus x, which will give us 2 times minus sine x into e raised to mod x. So here we'll get minus f2x. So we can say your second function is odd function. So your I will be, for first term, it will become 2 times integration from 0 to 2 e raised to mod x, because it's a even function. And for second term, which is odd one, integration will be 0. So we just have to integrate e raised to mod x, and we know that mod x will be x for x greater than 0. So simply integration of e raised to x will be e raised to x, limit is from 0 to 2. Substitute the limit, you will get e raised to 2 minus e raised to 0, or we can say 1. So 2 square minus 1 is your final answer, which is given in option C. Ta-da!